Hi there, y'all. Today I'm going to be cooking a recipe out of this magazine, Heal Your Gut. I'm going to be doing this chicken and pickled corn salsa mega burrito bowl. So let's get going and see how it turns out. The first thing we're going to need is some lime zest and juice. I always say it's important to have the right tool for the job. So I've got a juicer because I need quite a bit of juice. I've got my microplaner to get that lovely zest off, and a knife to cut the limes in half. And always make sure you wash your fruit, even if it's organic. There can be things on it from things like snails that are still bad for you. So always wash your fruit before you zest. Always zest before you juice, because you never know how many you're going to use. And once they're juiced, they are not zestable. So definitely in that order. And a little tip I learned that makes juicing lemons or limes easier is you take the fruit once it's washed and you press down firmly and roll back and forth. And that actually helps break up all of those juice cells inside the fruit before you try to juice it. And it makes the process a lot easier. And make sure when you're microplaning, you only want the dark green zest. You want none of that white pith underneath. So be very careful not to get any of the white pith, only the green zest. Okay, we've got our 2 teaspoons of lime zest, 1/4 cup of lime juice. And now I'm going to peel and then thinly chop a beet. Ooh la la. When working with beets, if you want to keep your nails nice, I highly recommend wearing gloves because they will stain your fingernail beds. Okay, we've got a lovely fine dice on our beets. And now it's time to marinate up our chicken and get to cookins. All right, I've got my white quinoa. To that, I'm going to add 1 cup and 1/4 of water. It's 3/4 of a cup of white quinoa plus 1 1/4 cup water. Bring that to a boil, bring that down to a simmer, and then add the beet and simmer for about 12 minutes. And once it's cooked, add a tablespoon of my lime juice. So onward. All right, and here we've got our tablespoon of olive oil, tablespoon of lime juice, a 1/2 teaspoon of cayenne, and a little bit of salt and pepper. Give that a good stir. And then that's what I will be adding my chicken breast to marinate before I cook it. You can do this on a grill by putting a pan over the chicken breasts, or I am just going to saute it in a pan because I don't have a barbecue available right now. It's the middle of winter, so into a pan with you. All right, time to add our chicken. All right, my quinoa is boiling. I just turned it down. I'm going to add the beets and give it a good stir and add the lid and let it simmer. We're going to let that simmer for about 12 minutes, it says, to get those beets nice and cooked through. Well, I almost left out, you also need to add your lime rind to the marinade. So I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of olive oil to my pan. Give her a swirly girly. Whoop, 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 all around. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Now we're going to put the chicken on in. All right. Okay, we've got our wonderful beet quinoa done. And I did have to add like about a 1/2 cup extra water to it. The water evaporated too quickly, so I added some more to help it cook down. And I'm going to add the tablespoon of lime juice. Ooh la la, yummy, yummy. And obviously salt to taste. Our cilantro lime chicken is looking lovely. Gonna let that rest for a little bit before we slice it up for our salads. Okay, the next step is to make the pickled corn salsa. It says to grill the corn cobs, but because I don't have a barbecue out, I'm going to use the broiler because it's your indoor grill pan. You can use an indoor grill pan actually, but they call the broiler your indoor grill. So that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to use my broiler. I'm going to rub a little bit of extra virgin olive oil on them, put a little salt and pepper, put them on a baking tray, and I'm going to broil them until they get a little bit of beautiful char on them, just like they would on a barbecue outside. All right, we got the corn all oiled, salt and peppered. It's ready to go in the broiler. I've got the broiler set on low, and I've got it, a good 6 inches down because these are large pieces of corn. I'll definitely rotate them at least once during this cooking cycle. And I'm broiling on the low because they're a larger item and we don't want them to burn. All right, now I'm going to get the rest of the pickled corn items ready and the other salad toppers, which include 2 cups of finely shredded cabbage, 1 can of black beans rinsed and drained. I'm going to chop up 1 red onion. It calls for half of one and 1 ear of corn. I'm going to do a whole one and all 4 of those ears of corn. So then I'm going to add 2/3 a cup of sauerkraut and 4 tablespoons pickling liquid instead of half of that because I'm doubling the recipe. And then we got avocado, cilantro, and watermelon. So time to get chopping. So to properly cut an onion, you want to cut off both ends, then cut it in half. Then you're going to cut it, you're going to make a slit going this way, all the way towards one end, but not through it. And then you're going to make lines going this way. And then you're going to chop this way, and it will make a nice fine dice very quickly. You can see the pre-made slices, and you cut, and it's immediately, instantly little cubes. Ta-da! All right, so I did it on low on either side for 8 minutes. Then I turned the broiler up to high and did it on the other 2 sides for 4 minutes each to get a little bit of char, and they look beautiful. All right, so I've cut all the corn off the cob. I've added 4 tablespoons of sauerkraut juice. I've added 2/3 a cup of chopped up sauerkraut. And now I'm about to add this 1 chopped up red onion and 4 tablespoons of cilantro to it. And that will be the corn salsa. And then all I have left to do is rinse some black beans. I've shredded the cabbage and get me a slice of watermelon. And then we can start getting it all together. So I withheld a little bit of the onion because it seemed like a bit much. Oh my gosh, this salsa tastes so good. It is delicious. The mixture of the sour from the sauerkraut juice and the sweet from the roasted corn. Oh my gosh, it tastes so good. This is going to be awesome. So make sure you wash your watermelon before you cut into it, because anything you cut into it will be on your food. So you know that watermelons come from a far, far away place. So definitely make sure you wash it before you slice it. So I'm about to slice the chicken. You always want to slice the meat against the grain. And the grain, do you see these little U's? That's what that is. That's the way the muscle is aligned. So you want to cut against that like this. And that'll make for the most tender bite in your mouth. Well, here we have it. The chicken and pickled corn salsa mega burrito bowl. Here's mine. And there's the picture. I think I made it pretty as a picture. Oh, that's going to be delicious. You got the corn salsa, the cabbage, black beans, avocado, marinated chicken, watermelon, beet quinoa. Put a little lime juice all over the top. Oh, it's going to be delicious.